Welcome back, guys. Jada Delete, starting up another stream here. Going to be working on Metal Gear Solid Big Shell, the Custom Zombies map for Black Ops 3 Custom Zombies. So, yeah, go ahead, guys, get in here, get into the stream. We're going to work on this a little bit for today. Just in case you guys missed it, earlier today, I streamed my first Sega Saturday stream. Terry Glanville's Pigskin Football, old classic mine. You see on the left and the right hand side here, I got some upcoming streams, and you also see some of them scroll along the bottom whenever we get into the map making portion of it. Just to let you guys know, I do plan on doing those streams every Saturday, Sega Saturdays, and then some Wednesdays. Also RPGs mixed in there also for Wednesdays. Just kind of mix things up and then do these map streams every now and then. So I'm Jada Delete, live on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Kick. So go ahead, give me a like on those. Let me know what you watched me on. I do have the chat windows pulled up here. Let me go ahead and push the right button to show you. I only have YouTube and Rumble showing on the screen now, but I do have the Twitch and the Kick one also pulled up. So just feel free to leave a comment, give me a chat as we go through this. I do have Metal Grave with me here. He'll be kind of yelling at me now and then. I guess I should call him Convoluted Concepts. Give him a check on his YouTube channel. He's got an audiobook that he's working on, some story. Give him some, show him some love. So let me go ahead and pull up what you guys are actually here for. And what I'm actually here to do is to work on Big Shell. So let's get this going. All right. So, what I found out in game is I had these bars a little too high. So this walkway might be a little bit too tall. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a Richtofen down. And we'll go ahead and skip to the loo, my darling.
You in the bathroom?
No. No.
Gotta go to the loo.
Got a wee in the loo.
Yeah. Or even the Louvre. That weird.
Don't ask me. I'm American.
You do things that freak me.
All right. One thing I'm also, guys, if you guys end up watching the Rumble stream, I've noticed that some of the old streams were kind of cutting out, and they were losing, minutes at a time for, like a minute every hour or something along those lines. So I did kind of throw on some dynamic bit rates. We'll see if that helps out, and we'll see what goes from there. So I'm going to lower these down to 64. Whenever we do run this and show it in game, I kind of want the players to be able to see over it and see the zombies on the other side. Because otherwise it's just too high. Although 64 might not be low enough. Go with 50 for this. 50 for this. No, it's 64, but I also have to take out the 12, which makes it 52. So I'll have to see if that's too low in game whenever I get there, but we'll worry about that here in a little bit. Oh, and also, guys, if this is the first time you're seeing me work on this, I ripped the ISO from my PS2 disc onto my computer, and you see below the screen at the bottom is I'm running an emulator right now with that on there that I've been kind of used as a reference guide. And I had that pulled up on my second screen with all my chat windows, so I'll definitely be able to see you guys if you do end up chatting. So actually, let me go ahead and refresh those windows just in case if I missed anything, and we'll get back to our regularly scheduled program. All right. All good? As far as I'm aware, everything's in working order.
You broke something.
Now I gotta sneeze. All right, give me a second here, guys.
Here you go.
Okay, apparently it's camera shy.
Yeah. You sneeze?
Yeah. My snooze face. Now I also have to be careful because I just realized that I switched my scroll click to my mute desktop audio.
Yeah.
But that's also the match surface type texture shortcut in the game. So I just gotta remember to double click every time I do that. Which I won't.
Nope.
No, that's not the same height. $64. I wonder what that is notification for. Don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Guess I should check the height of this. Was 41.5 is not a good number. Just go with
Not a good number.
not a good number.
No. Why?
Go with 40, 42. Nice whole number. You can select multiple brushes and use the cut tool X on the keyboard to cut them all down to size you want.
Who's telling you this nonsense?
Hold on. What is this? Toggle clipper. Okay. Is that kind of like the right click twice thing? Or the control right click cut? Because usually what I'll do is usually what I'll do is I click on one, I mix it, and then I'll go to the other one. I'll right click twice, and it puts a straight line, which will cut the other one. And then either shift enter to keep both, or enter to cut it. So, but it's probably the same thing. It's probably the same thing. But thanks, Z Ecstasy, for...
Is the ecstasy? Germans?
There's many ways to skin a map making. I don't know. Many ways to cut something. Yeah, that's just the way that I've always done it. And then for some reason sometimes it'll automatically cock it whenever I do the cutting, so sometimes I just manually reshape it.
Or caulking.
Yeah, same, okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and just do that. So I got them all selected, at least all these ones, and I'm just going to hold left control and right click on a straight line, shift enter to keep both, and I'm just going to delete these extra pieces at the top. So yeah, thank you for telling me to think about it instead of just taking forever to do it. So but then it cocked it. So
He cocked it up.
yeah, I cocked it.
At least you cocked it good.
All right. There we go. Wait, is that not the same width? I think my biggest issue right now, the ecstasy that I had with these platforms, is since I have everything as hexagons, and it's a dang square pattern, I have to like do some weird some weird crap to get everything to kind of line up, even though it's not really lined up properly. So, but luckily for me, I only have 6 walkway bridges to do and 12 entranceways to do. Because the center should be pretty centered.
Oh my.
Yeah, like, but hey, we'll get there in time. In time, that'll happen. Actually, so let's get all these to the same height. Now the question is which ones are the right ones?
The ones that are on the right.
Okay, so it shows me where I'm at on the. All right, that cut those. Lower these down. I hear doggo. Did you feed the dog?
Yeah, I found it.
All right. I think that means these need to be lowered. Actually, did I lower this side yet? I did not. So let's just lower all of it. Let's do it all the smart way.
Defines. And the doggo again.
Oh, I missed a piece. Hopefully that's low enough. All right, let's lower these guys down a little bit. I might leave that one there just for the pattern. And then to save myself 10 minutes, I'll go ahead and cut all the outside ones to the correct height. And then I'll worry about fixing the textures on the top because I was still uncertain how I wanted those to look. Oh, I missed this one. I gotta go around and see if I missed any other ones. Reapply the texture before you deselect. Yes, this is a level from Metal Gear Solid 2. It's Big Shell, so I'm just kind of recreating it in Black Ops 3 mod tools. So I'll worry about the coding aspect of it later, and then finding out what weapons I want in it and stuff like that. So, and then all the fun cutscenes crap and everything like that. All the stuff that I'll spend weeks on for a 1% revenue 1% revenue boost. Oh no, 1% increase in like enjoyment.
Well, you could just tell the truth. Say you already did the first one on Steam, and now you need to make another one.
Yeah, it's like I did the Shadow Moses until it started. You know, I got most of the stuff in that, and then I figured since I was getting kind of stuck with that, I was going to continue working on a map or continue working, start on this one. Let's see here. Yeah, there's still a lot of things that I have to learn when it actually comes to this, but I'm sure who knows when I'll stumble upon any of that.
Magic.
I don't know, I'm weird. I'm weird, CXC. It's probably because I went to school for like computer programming. But the coding aspect of it is, to me, it's kind of like fun because it's problem solving. But I like the map making portion of it too, because you know you could sit there and just slowly work on it, and it's in either aspect too. It's never going to be good enough, but you have to at some point in time say, okay, it's time. I got to move on to the next section, or I got to move on to the next thing. So. And then at the end of it, whenever you say, hey, I started from nothing. I started from a gray boxes and got, you know, to this far, and then you get, you know, the community coming out and saying how, you know, how much fun they had, or, you know, hitting people in the nostalgia and stuff. So the scripting to me, this is really a stupid answer. The scripting part I like until I don't know how to do what I need to do. And then eventually I get it. You know, eventually you see someone else's code, how they dealt with it, syntax that you didn't know existed. And then you, at some point in time, you just have fun. You pull up I'm not sure if it's Zeroy someone has like a database out there that shows you what the functions do, some of the functions do, the pre-built functions. And then you say, oh, is it possible that I can do this? And then I also use DevRaw's, like, their tutorials and their information that they have shared on there. So, scripting, hit or miss. I can understand, though, why people would dislike it. Because a lot of times, too, there's always that meme that goes around, my code works and I don't know why, or my code doesn't work and I don't know why. It's the same thing, so.
It's called science, motherfucker.
Yeah. All right. What I need to learn better, though, Ecstasy, is I need to learn these reflection probes better. And I don't know if it's because I have a non-square map. Yeah, can be really annoying. We're at war. Yeah. See, I had to sit there and for a while I'll read through other people's scripts and how they got things to work, and hopefully I understand the syntax. Hopefully I can relate it to a language that I've used before, like English. No, and then just going, testing concepts that I've known, and then there's so many things that I still don't know when it comes to scripting. Like there's callbacks, there's tons of stuff that like the professionals actually, like the actual map makers from that actually work on the maps to make things function better or more efficiently, as opposed to just like, yeah, it's kind of crap code but it works kind of thing. There's probably like better professional ways of doing it than the way that I would do it. So, and then your script gets too big. Like I think my main file for Shadow Moses was probably like 15,000 lines of code in the main script file, and then all the added perks that everyone that I was able to include from DevRaw, and all the weapons that they had on there too. But yeah. Yes, yeah, I've definitely learned that here because I have the reflection probe going inside of another one, peeking through a wall here, and then they get all messed up, and then you get like blue splotches appearing and weird stuff. So I'll probably spend more time with that later on. I'm gonna go ahead and like build crap, but since I was testing zombie movement and getting pathing done, and I'll have to go through and fix some of the doors and stuff. Unfortunately, both maps that I made have giant elevator shafts in them, and zombies don't like elevators. So, but the first one I basically just had the elevator be a one-time use thing, and the other one, I was trying to think how the other two, they would stop before the doors would open, which would kind of fix that issue. All right. Okay, brain. Actually, you know what? I haven't moved yet at all, so let me get to a position where I can start looking at stuff, because I think I have to do the pipes that go underneath the bridge here.
You said pipes.
Yeah. Oh, that's also the thing, because I gotta kind of split these into 8 sections. Split these into 8 sections, put some metal down. Do a major pipe. Is it a major pipe with 2 along the sides? Hold on. I guess I can look from the other side and just knock these guys out again if I have to.
Yeah. This is your mom said too.
Wait, what?
Because mom said to knock you out. That's right. I'm gonna do all the meeting.
Okay, so it's 2 pipes. Look how everything's hexagon in this game. They really like... Oh no, those are octagon. Okay. So there's a giant square radiator section underneath the walking platform, which has got 2 smaller pipes coming out of it on the outside, And 2 thicker pipes coming out of the middle.
Thicker pipes.
All right. And of course, everything's at a strange 30 degree angle, or 59.8 degree angle. I wonder if I should leave a space. We'll find out later. That looks kind of like crap. Now that's might be confusing. I think it's just supposed to be an orange block. Put some radiator vents on it. We'll worry about that later. We'll worry about the detail later. We'll get the shape. When's the demo? Once I get all the struts built and the center built, and the other 6 struts for at least aesthetic purposes, and then the gameplay, and then I don't know, like I said, I might end up like doing like Steam Friends. Like I might post it up as Steam Friends when if I feel like at least the map is traversable before I do any of the Easter egg stuff. I'll have to see if I can find models on, models for some of the stuff, and then I need to figure out if I can get custom zombie models working. Like if there's a certain zombie that I'm supposed to rip the skeleton from, which I'll have to go through and dig into some of that stuff later. Let's see if I copy this and turn it into a cylinder. The question I have is, if I turn it into a cylinder, will the game know? It's not going to know. It's not going to know the angle that I want. Okay, is that touching the wall? It is not. All right. All right. Time for the bad news. That's also
You broke it?
no. I'm going to turn this into a cylinder, and it's going to do it on an axis that I don't want.
Yeah.
Because there is no axis that there is no axis Because I'm on the precipice of 2 separate ones. Okay. Let's see, because if I do patch... What the heck? You know what? Let me save it before I break it. Because now I need to get... I mean, I guess I could do... Nah, I'll do patch. I'll rotate it, and we'll see if we can get it to look half decent. Oh, boy. No. Let's try a different angle. There's not a section where it tells me how much it's rotating. Okay. Well, we'll do that. And I'll try to pull it into place. And see if it lines up with the... Wait, there's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell that lined up on the... Okay. Okay.
That's what she said.
Oh, is it breaking now? Because I'm trying to resize it. Oh, it's because I wasn't resizing it. I was dragging it. Let's see.
Be right back.
All right. I wonder if I should just grab the edges. Actually, that might not work.
In the back. If you were talking.
Maybe I have to come at this. There we go. I have to come at it from a different angle. Although that might be messing with crap. Yeah, that was messing with the angle of the dangle.
The angle of the dangle?
Yeah. So what I might do... Let's see if I... Is it control click? Alt click. What texture is this using? Hey, that's closer. That's closer to the texture that I want. Although it might be too thick. Maybe not. I might end up going with this.
Looks nice.
It's getting a nice set of pipes here. Probably need more separation of duty. Wait, what? What she said? You don't care what she said? Not quite centered. Maybe? I don't know. Working at an angle, my eyes are messed up. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be cross-eyed by the time I'm done working on this map. If I'm not already. And I need at least two smaller pipes. Beside those. And everything else is just extra. Go with 32. It's a nice number. Now this is one's going to be tricky. Actually, what I might be able to do is, can I just select shift? I thought it was, maybe it's E. Maybe it's B then.
Looks like an imploded submarine.
I wonder if the... Oh, now it's a rigatoni.
Yeah. There you go.
Now it's a heart. Actually, I'm not gonna mess with that crap. We'll go back with the rigatoni because at least it's closer to where I want. Should I just cut a corner and like hide the tip?
I don't know how you're gonna do that.
Oh.
Well, shouldn't that be inside that anyway?
Wait, what?
Shouldn't that be inside the box you have at the other end?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to see if I can make that work. I might have to make it even make this even smaller of a circular, and then it's gonna have like an end cap on it where it connects, like a little lug nut or a washer or whatever the heck is used for piping. Whatever them pipers use. Okay.
That'd be what is it? Is it a flute, clarinets? You know, whatever pipers use, or would that be a piper?
A piper picks pickled peppers.
Yeah.
On the seashore with Sally.
Yes.
Let me make this bigger. I don't need this window right now. Now I think there's a way of doing this with the shift click, but I can't think of it. So I'm going to do this the hard way.
Is there any other way to be?
And this is getting hidden in my way. Now, see, now we're getting dangerous territory. Because now we're going to start messing with the wrong squares. And the circle's going to get the squares. Okay, let's undo all that crap.
5 hours worth of.
I might just lower this. Potentially make this box bigger. .380 by 478. Go back and fix that later. Alt, drag. Alt, drag. Bust this out. Horizontal, vertical, both. Let's see if I do that for no reason whatsoever. Save. Save often, save always. Oh, is it? So the texture is messing up because these are not lined up properly. So that's so weird. Can I accept a little wave in my pattern? I think I can. I think I can accept that. It's kind of trippy too, because if you go up higher, like it like stretches out, and your eyes start like ripping out of your skull. Okay, let me get a good measure here. Ten by 17.5. Oh boy. No, they're not. The other bridges are not the same. Some of them are two-tiered. Yeah, so they're all going to be different. So the goal for now, like I said, is to go one section to the other section. Maybe come back, fix some textures at some point in time. And it's never going to be exact, or it's never going to be perfect, or it's never going to be like 1-to-1. The goal is get it to kind of people kind of, enough to hit that nostalgia, and maybe also kind of feel like, some people who literally are not staring at it right beside, they might think it's very close, because it is. I mean, it'll be pretty close, but oh yeah. And plus, on top of that too. Okay, you did Carnival. Okay, Carnival. I think I might have seen some. Okay, yeah. I don't want to save as. That's going to ruin everything. It's a little bit excess on that side, not so much excess on this side. Let me see here. Hanging off the side of the cliff, the guy's head sticking out. All right. Hey, thanks for that, and thanks for stopping in, talking to me for the hour or so that you've been in here. So, thanks, man. I mean, it's been fun, and thanks for chatting it up. Yeah, I'll go ahead. At least I'll probably at least add you or something on there, man. That way you can let me know whenever you have anything coming out, or I can hit you up, let you know whenever I have stuff coming out. Which who knows? It'd be months at this point. All right, man. Thanks, Z Ecstasy. See you, man. All right. Oh, that's fun. I always try to make it a point to encourage people to, start their projects if they have something in mind that they, whether, like I said, whether it be map making, whether it be, live streaming, whether it be drawing your art, working on an audio book, writing a story, web design, anything along those lines, map making. I say get to it. You're going to start out. Whenever you start out, you'll be the worst that you'll ever be at it, and then you'll just get better from there. And you might prove yourself wrong. If you have doubts or whatever. And worst case scenario, do your best to have fun and learn along the way. So get to it. I know. All right, gonna do a quick refresh of just chats. All right. Again, just to let you guys know, whatever platform you end up watching this on, I'm multi-streaming this to YouTube, Rumble, Kick, and Twitch. We'll see how that goes. It's been going good so far. I'm about to hit the 1 hour mark ish. Been working on this in Metal Gear Solid Big Shell project for Black Ops 3 Custom Zombies. And we're making some progress. And I'm just trying to, I stream this more so to kind of almost like force myself to work on it, even though it's kind of a lie because I'm going to work on it regardless. But also kind of give updates out there and then just, get feedback and, meet people like Z Ecstasy and give pointers, hints, and whatnot. So it's always good. I mean, the community is what's kept the game alive as long as it's been alive. And I mean, I only got into this a year ago, maybe, yeah, a year ago whenever I started doing the Shadow Moses map. Yeah, so come a long way since then. I mean, I have a map out there and starting on this big second one. So should I start doing some nuts around it, or should I move on to Strut B? I should probably, I don't know, do some more detailing on here.
I would say get yourself settled. course on the area you want to have done for that demo.
Wait, so this is a vent. This isn't a pipe. That's BS. Why would they do that?
Science.
All right, let me add some vents. Um, what is the vent texture? Zero, 59. $59.8. And then it's a long section, small break, and then horizontal shift. Do 0, 0, 59.8. Maybe I'll double this. 6? What button I just push? I pushed insert. I don't know what that did. Let me find out. Don't care. Right. Let me back it away from the wall. Give it a little more of a horizontal stretch to it. 0.1, 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, sorry, man.
What happened?
I had you muted.
Oh, that explains a lot.
No, I had you muted for the stream, not for me.
That also explains a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're just ashamed of me, all you have to do is say so.
Now, like I said, I put you on the middle click button, and the middle click button is also mute.
Accidentally.
Mute desktop audio. Just in case that adult content starts blaring out real loud while I'm trying to work.
You get some weird meditation.
Yeah, it helps me think. Helps me take a load off or something.
Load off something hurt.
There we go. Even though we don't. And we do these things because we're dumb. We got nothing better to do. Yeah, it's the same reason why we fall. So that we learn to pick ourselves up by our bootstraps. Bootstraps. One, two, three, 4, 5. I just flipped them both around. Whatever. Let me actually... All right. Do that, and then shorten this side a little bit. All right.
I can tell you, it looks really good though. I don't exactly. There you go. Updated.
Oh, it's supposed to be 2 stacks of it. Oh, cool. Makes it even more detailed. I try to do a good job.
You'll try.
So I say I try to do a good job. Like I said, never perfect, but Enough to maybe be proud of. All that work only took an hour and 15 minutes.
Yes.
Actually, no, I think the first hour of the stream was me just flipping through the crap, like through the different what do they call those? Different scenes. All right, what next? Do I do the end caps? These pipes? That I don't even know if you'll be able to see. Honestly, you'd have to like jump up and look at it. You might be able to see it. Let's do them. Let's do it. All right, that's not going to work the way I want it to. Patch, curve, cylinder, rotate. Actually, let's shrink it first. Go with 32. Okay. And 32. And then what we will do is we'll line it up. And then we will begin a piping process.
I think it's a movie.
What's up?
So I think I saw a movie called that.
The piping process.
Yeah.
hard to do this for. Like, which side is. And then you kind of want to make it flange. So, kind of want this section to be a little bit wider. Yeah, we'll go with that. Something that no one will ever see. Waste 10 minutes on it. No, I don't think it's. I don't think it's in the visible section. Yeah, yeah. Man, look at these. Look at these rims, man. The amount of time that I would have to spend to make a trailer once I get further enough into this. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to do it. You know, like I said, it takes about what, an hour per minute of video. And I don't know. I would do like I think anything over like a 3 minute video might be too much. Even though the map is going to be too big to fit in a 3 minute video, it's going to be like a bunch of jump cuts, different sections. Okay. I wonder if it would help if I added just a light. I don't know how much difference that'll make. Yeah, that might make it look a little bit better with it being slightly brighter, but I have no clue if that's going to affect anything. Okay, we'll just leave it like that. See how much that affects things. Now there's a white glare. That might keep this section brighter. Might also add another shadow in here, a better shadow, because I don't know where the sun is. It's probably bouncing off of these broken reflection. Okay, I might save it. Actually, hold on. Let me make the outside of these vents black. Like midnight black. Or I can just make it orange. All right. This is the part of the stream where things go haywire.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably going to compile the lighting and then compile the map and then run the map. And then we'll see how it goes.
See how fast you can break it.
And we're going to do low light. That way it doesn't take like 20 minutes. Save. All right, streams. You're gonna see some stuttering and stuff for the next minute or so. So hold on to your butts.
Yeah.
Okay, so while it's doing all of that, I'm gonna go ahead and jump back to the main screen while it's doing all that. just to plug random crap. If you're new here or just joining, late in the stream, earlier today I did my first Sega Saturday stream. I did about an hour playthrough of the Terry Glenn. Yeah, man, I can't even say it. Pigskin Football. I did about an hour stream of that today for my first Sega Saturday stream. I do have Wednesdays coming up, or RPG Wednesdays. I'm going to kind of alternate that. Some of them will be both Nintendo and RPG. You can see on the left side of the screen here, Mega Man 2 is coming up on this Wednesday. Super Mario RPG the following Wednesday. Tiny Toon Adventures for the Nintendo afterwards. Part 2 of the Super Mario RPG series will finish off this month. And then for the Sega Saturdays, I did Pigskin Football today. I'll be doing Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one on Sega, on the 8th. Dynamite Headdy on the 15th. The Sega's version of Tiny Toon Adventures, I'll be trying to go through that on the 22nd, so the following Saturday. And rounding it off with one of my favorites of Rocket Knight Adventures on Sega after that on the 29th. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Sega Saturdays, and then 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Wednesdays. Probably each of those streams will be, hour, 3 hours ish, depending on how long the game is, or what I can actually do in the game before it starts messing up. So some of those days, if I do, if the stream goes pretty quickly, short stream, I'll probably end up popping up and doing a mapping stream that same day. Otherwise, I'll try to get these mapping streams in Mondays, Sundays, Fridays, Thursdays, whenever,
All
but
the
yeah,
days.
all the days. Yeah, it could be any day. Let me know though, guys. If you end up watching this stream or any of those streams, definitely let me know. Leave it a like. Definitely leave comments, either if you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, or Kick.
Yes.
Definitely, yeah.
Reload.
So let me go back to this. I'm going to save this. We're going to then compile the map real quick. And then we'll jump up and see how it looks. I want to give a big shout out to all the Rumble guys. I did see a lot of love coming from Rumble. Maybe not so much as in comments, but I've seen a lot of people, hit the video, watch the video. It's been getting some eyeballs there. So definitely thank you guys on that on that platform, and then all of them really. So leave it a like, subscribe, share. Let's see, this probably take about a minute or two, and then we'll be booting up the game and seeing what it looks like in there, and then moving on to the next section. It's going to be real fun cutting these corners. At least this hallway is a little bit shorter than the other one. So
Cutting potato Fredo.
did I really just shoot his... Oh my gosh. I just tranquilized... I'm going to get killed now. I can't believe my tranquilizer dart got his... This is where I die, because they're going to come bursting through this door. Oh, they... They were in. They were behind the. They literally were behind the door, just waiting.
Okay.
All right, we're about a minute away from the map being compiled. So if you see how you see, it's funny. Like, it takes this long, and the map is like not even close to being completed yet. Oh, I gotta get rid of. How did I get rid of that? It is not Sega Saturday right now.
Yeah.
Put you
It's like
back
a
down.
Saturday on a PlayStation 2. A Sega Station.
Sega Station,
Yeah, Sega Station.
the Master System, Genesis, Saturn, Pluto. It's in the linking process right now. We're just linking the files. Any changes to any of the code.
It's linking the files. John was smooth. Getting psyched. Back of the head. In the feeder. No.
Feeders?
Let me guess, did you mute me again the whole time I've been talking?
Nope. It is really having an issue with that cardboard box that it's trying to compile. And slide this out of the way. Man, it's still compiling. All right, and then this walkway, it's a hard cut left, and then it goes to the right, and then you end up where I am on the screen below. All right, gonna save this. All right, run the map. Hour 45 minutes into the stream, and we're gonna boot up the map and see what it goes. I am gonna have to no clip up after we get through the deep sea docks because I have not coded the elevator at this point. So, or obviously, as you guys saw, I didn't put any wall buys anywhere. Right now, it's just been spawners and stuff. That'd be funny. I just got a crash message. Okay. It's gonna load. There we go. Hit this twice. Open this door. Blaze phase ain't gonna help me much. And fighters, fight for your life? Maybe. It is very stuttery.
Well, whose fault is that?
Wonder if I have too much stuff open. Oh, okay. Death machine. Oh, I gotta start minimizing some stuff. It is not liking.
I can see that.
Now I'm just waiting to accidentally hit a death barrier. That's why we do these tests.
So you hit a death barrier?
No. Okay, so this is about the right height that I wanted. That way you kind of see over. Get some headshots. Of course, I will have to clip it because people will find ways to jump off the map.
Yeah. Remember, they're meant to break things.
Also, yeah, if you guys saw, I put a spawner up there, and they can jump off.
Nice ambush.
Yeah. Ah! Yep, he almost got me there. Now this side doesn't have any reflection probes, so that's why it's so much brighter. And it changed the coloring. Alright. And then I did not do the pump room section over here yet. And you come back later to defuse the bomb. I also don't have the monitors on. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to set up cameras or something to do that. Break it even more. Here, let's turn off slash draw to C, yeah, CG. Turn off that. Take a screenshot. All right. And close out of that. All right, stop killing your eyes. Back to the map mod tools. All right. Oh, that was fun. Now, pull the emulator back up. Start this back up. Oh, accidentally activated the cutscene. So it's literally just a sharp 90-degree angle and then a 45-degree angle going in. So I'm going to try to copy this crap. And we'll see if this lines up at all. Supposed to be a 90-degree turn and then just a little slant. Which I don't know how much I'll worry about.
I can't tell if you're squinting because you want to make sure that's focused, or you're squinting because your screen's blind.
Oh no. I am literally trying to look at these lines. Gotta see the lines between the lines between the lines.
Heard all the lines. Are they Coke lines?
No.
Oh, you're doing it wrong.
You know what I forgot to do this entire stream so far was drink any sort of water. And my ice is already melted. This was frozen ice. Alright? That was ice before the stream started. And this room gets so hot with these 4 monitors and all these LED lights.
That's your air conditioning.
It's a good ice melter. And I don't even know why I set up all my my master collection, whatever, the essentials collection, Metal Gear 2, or Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, and Metal Gear Solid 4 all along the line over here. And you can't see it because the microphone's in the way, and the camera's not even good enough to pick it up anyway, because I'm using a camera from the early 2000s. So the only reason why I show up is because my skin complexion bounces these 4 different monitors, so well that the camera will pick it up, and the white balancing.
You are the light source.
Yeah, I am the light source. Alright. So also another thing too that I try to do is the Metal Gear map kind of tight, confined spaces. And this map, this version of it in Black Ops, it's tighter than my Shadow Moses map. Because my Shadow Moses map, you have a bunch of snow fields, a bunch of stuff like that. So everything's pretty wide. I'm doing my best to not make it too tight to where you're just going to get killed. But at the same time, it's definitely going to be tighter and probably more naturally difficult just because of all the turns and the corridors and stuff. So I'm going to try to... It'll probably end up being wider than it is in the actual game. But I'll try to keep it, portions similar, but also zombie friendly-ish. It's to cut down on the cheap deaths. People don't like cheap deaths. That's why I didn't have the Hind. That's why I didn't have the Hind boss and the Rex boss have their like missiles and stuff. Their range attacks do too much damage, because then people would just, it would just destroy people. So I did like a higher chance of like you actually getting hit compared to just like, you just like it slows down your healing process and stuff, and as long as you dodge the zombies, you have a good chance of staying alive. Wait, now I'm kind of confused how I want to cut this. Okay. Actually, only like a little short section.
Her short stack. Is it working out better for you to take up one section at a time rather than jumping all over the place? What you usually do.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was
For more than I.
see, because it's supposed to be a 90-degree angle to the exit. So, and the exit's going to be over here, which means I need a 90-degree angle off of that. Wait, is that right? And that's a 90-degree angle. Oh, it's a 90-degree right and a 90-degree left. So, technically, I mean, it's still not. It's still supposed to be a 90-degree angle. It's just that you go a little bit past center of the strut. '96. '96. So I need to do that. Then I need to straighten out for the door. And this section is 3 rectangles, technically 4. So this strut should be easier, technically. Which is a good sign, because that means whenever I come up to do a stream like tomorrow or Monday, maybe I'll be on the next connecting bridge or all the way in the kitchen, my natural habitat.
Yeah. Live and breathe.
Live or die, man. Make your choice.
Wrong answer.
Gotta cut off. Gotta cut the tip off. Right. Back to 1. We want to go past the midway point. Fortune song. Yeah, the song that plays for Fortune. I ended up using that in the map during the fan service for Fortune and Mei Ling. Remember how it sounded like an old school, like phone call or something, or like an old audio recording? Because it played that weird like calm music while it was playing Mei Ling's like codec call. I don't know. I thought it was masterfully done. Not to toot my own horn, but definitely to toot my own horn. If I didn't think it was good enough, I would not have made it into the. It would not have made it into the map. So yeah. How many Richtofen is this wide? It's 112 wide. I'll stick with it. We'll see if that's wide enough.
Needs to be just big enough for one person to get.
I think I might have accidentally just done it correctly. Because the door to leave... The door to leave will be... Yeah, oot. Okay. Door to leave will be inside. And then you make that right turn. 90-degree right turn, 90-degree left turn to get out. So you have to go past the midway point. If that's the case, I'm going to try to cut some of this excess off.
You gotta save those frames. That's going to be fun reflection probing.
everything's off angle and at weird angles on the weird angles. And then I finally get to this section where it's going to literally be a right angle, like on grid. It's going to be so weird and refreshing. Actually, no, I have a strut. What strut is this? This is strut B. I think I have strut B walls. They're close. Oh, damn, Spire literally just decided he wants to join the stream. Sorry, Spider, I'm too busy working. Too busy for your stuff. For your web of deceit.
Yeah, your she's knees.
Yeah, your... If only I knew more spider knowledge, I could have more spider puns.
Because it goes as an 8-leg freak. You don't want it to web up your sign.
Now I got bugs flying in front of me.
Well, that's what the spider's there.
Yeah, okay. It was trying to save me.
Yeah.
And I said no.
You weren't going to sing the theme song to Smallville?
I don't know the theme song to Smallville, so no thanks.
Do you want me to
Nope.
break your eardrums and sing?
Nope. I have a good stream going here. I wouldn't want you to ruin it.
All right.
Wouldn't want things to, go wrong.
Oh, I get it. Well, you play Nickelback. What was that one?
You could just play any Nickelback song and it'll ruin anything. I mean, I probably can deal with it more so than other people. Give you 128. We'll see what I can do with the rest. I need 6. Okay. Complete right turn. Did I accidentally delete that? I don't know. I don't know. Probably shift the texture over a little bit. Horizontal shift 0. Let's see, what is 20, 40? See what that does. Give me a Richthofenser. And give me 2 Richthofens holding hands.
Side by side or face to face?
Side by side. So yeah, I probably shouldn't make this walkway any wider. Because then it'll be too easy. Red Rover, red rum, red rum. And it's 1.5 textures tall. Which it's 1.5 textures tall. And we have 4 total. 1, 2, 3. So it's maybe potentially too wide. Need a little bit more wide. Do 0.16. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, now 4 is back there again. You doing okay? Is that you doing okay? Meanwhile, someone's being murdered in the background over there. Okay, we'll go with this. Or no, we won't. Yes, we will.